Parents know their child the best. They know better than anyone. Sometimes parents might go, how do I know if the IEP is working? Do you feel like your child is making the progress that you were expecting when you created this IEP? For some types of services, the schools needs to keep track of a log of what they're doing. If the IEP calls for your student to receive 30 minutes of speech therapy a week and they can't produce a log, well, then the next question is, if there's no log, then has this speech actually been happening? You got to trust your gut. You know, you're going year after year and you're not seeing your child progress towards the goals. Those can all be some indications that maybe things aren't working quite as they were initially designed. And so maybe you might need some help from someone to take a look at that.
Sometimes the issue is that the IEP just isn't written well, or it doesn't have the accommodations that your child needs. Open that dialogue, have that communication with all of the players in the room. You can call an IEP meeting. As a parent, you're entitled to that.
If the school doesn't do an evaluation, then that can lead towards a failure to evaluate, which is a fairly common cause of action that we see and we include in due process complaints. If you disagree with the evaluation that was done, oftentimes you'll have a right to your own independent educational evaluation, and you compare. This is what the school's evaluation showed, this is what this independent evaluation showed. If there are behavioral concerns, the first step is you would want to ask for a behavior intervention plan or a BIP. Sometimes that might be preceded by a functional behavioral assessment where they'll have a BCBA come and do an evaluation of your student.
Those are difficult situations because we as humans, we look at that and go, well, the kid shouldn't act out. But someone with compassion who understands the disability recognizes that the child's probably acting out because their educational needs aren't being met.
It's never too late to advocate for a child. There's always opportunities for improvement, and your child is one of the most important things to you.
So if the records or the facts show that your child was entitled to certain services, or the school failed in other respects, you can look back 2 years and be remedied for those past failings.
So sometimes parents are concerned about whether or not their child is receiving all the various items listed in their IEP. It's best to email the school and say, hey, I am concerned about little Johnny's occupational therapy and how that's going. You can ask your child, depending on the ability and age of the child. They may be able to tell you, hey, I saw my speech pathologist today. You can call them up on the phone and have a conversation, but it's better to have a paper trail of what you're asked for and to get their response in writing. If you have to talk to an attorney, you can provide the paperwork. It's just important to ask your student, send emails and ask the teacher, and you just really want to be involved.